What's good, MJ traders and investors? It's Rod with Power Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, and interviews. It's Thursday, January 26th. Hope you're doing awesome. In this video, we've got some less than awesome news from Organogram today. They received a Nasdaq warning regarding the minimum bid price rule. It's not the only company recently to receive this. Hexo actually received an extension, so this could be something that Organogram gets as well, but obviously not just isolated to Organogram. Hexo did regain Nasdaq compliance, so there's no reason why Organogram can't do so as well. And full disclosure, Organogram is one of my top three holdings in the MJ space. They're a 100% pure MJ company, and that's what I'm focusing on majority of my investment capital. So we're going to go over this news here today, and then we'll dive into the chart. I'll give some updates on the technicals and what to expect in the days, weeks, and months ahead. Before we get to it, though, make sure to smash the like, help support me in the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell. You'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live. I also just posted a video a few minutes ago on Village Farms. They had some share dilution news today. Stock was down about 40%. Could be a monster swing trade opportunity. I encourage you to go check out that video after watching this one. But essentially, the bad news just continues to roll in for the MJ space, and even companies with strong fundamentals and financials are down 80 to 90% plus from February 2021 highs. And like I said, no shortage of terrible news and bad news that's been coming in for the MJ space, and Organogram getting that spotlight today, getting that Nasdaq share price warning. So Nasdaq Stock Exchange warned Canadian MJ cultivator and manufacturer Organigram Holdings, which has fallen below Nasdaq's $1 minimum bid price requirement for 30 days in a row. Organogram has until July 24th to bring its share price into compliance, after which it could receive another 180-day extension before facing possible delisting. So again, just like Hexo could get a 180-day extension, I can't see why it wouldn't. So I think it'll go well beyond July 24th. But one thing that could happen as well is another reverse split. And there's a video out about naked shorting and things like that, about how hedge funds and different institutional investors are shorting. They're creating all these naked shorts in the in the stock, and in most cases they're selling more than the actual shares that are listed, right? And we know that that's been a concern and manipulation amongst the space. And there was about 10 different things that companies could do. Obviously, get positive adjusted EBITDA, become profitable. They could do a reverse split as well as another way to combat that. But it's not just Organogram; it's something that's been happening in the space. And until we see reform in the U.S., it's going to be a common theme in the MJ space, right? We're seeing it in in some other names like Mind Medicine. There's a ton of other different sectors as well, but that's because of the lack of regulatory uncertainty and just all of these things hindering the space from really flourishing and getting to that next phase of adoption, right? So close at 95 cents today, or on Wednesday, and Organogram shares trade as OGI on the Toronto Stock Exchange. They reported a profit of 5.3 million Canadian dollars in its most recent quarter. So again, even companies that are posting good numbers, that are positive, either net, they're positive in operations perspective or positive adjusted EBITDA. You can see here they came in at EPS positive at 0.0216, and it was forecasted at negative 0.0186. Revenue did slightly miss, but not by much. So basically came in line with analyst estimates. But again, even with strong numbers, strong fundamentals, we're still seeing companies. This isn't just one or two companies. This is an MJ problem. And like I said, we need everybody to come together from a regulatory standpoint. We need to get, even in Canada, we're now 4 years into legalization, full-blown legalization, and there's still so many laws and regulations and restrictions in the space that are really hindering the space, right? There we have the 30-gram limit. We still can't do, traditional advertising and things like that. We don't have accessibility to, convenience stores and things like that. So there's going to be a lot of growth and changes that need to be made to the MJ Act here in Canada. And then once the U.S. lists, once the U.S. starts to go through some sort of reform, then I think that reverse splits and all of these the turmoil that we've had in the MJ space, I think it's going to be a thing of the past, right? Especially in the MJ space, because we're going to see reform, we're going to see big institutional investors enter the space, and the more that we get, the more regulatory clarity and reform in the U.S. that we get, the more comfortable big institutional and Fortune 500 companies are going to be getting into the space. And like I said, I think it's going to be a thing of the past, though, once we finally get some U.S. reform with regards to MJ. But obviously OGI taking it on the chin today. If we take a look from the high of the day to the low of the day, we're down about 7%, not terrible, but we are at risk of a daily downtrend here. We have the high, low, lower high, and lower low. But right now it's basically a double bottom there at 90 cents. Actually, it is to the penny. So this could be a nice swing trade opportunity. Something similar happened with Hexo. I mentioned as well VFF. At 90 cents there was a great opportunity for a swing with a tight stop below 90. You could do the same thing with OGI. You could look to play off this double bottom and bottom fish this off 90 cents. So you could set a tight stop below 90 cents. But I wouldn't want to be in it if we lose 90 cents because that would confirm the daily downtrend. And we have no support all the way down to 80 cents on OGI. And then after that, nothing until 70 cents. So you could start to scale in. You could start to build if you're wondering about long-term positions. In my opinion, anything under $1 on OGI is an absolute steal. But like I said, we are at risk of a daily downtrend here if we lose 90 cents. That will confirm the daily downtrend. And then at that point, we'll zoom out to the weekly time frame. And we'll look for weekly consolidation to begin. Consolidation just means we're pulling back, losing the low of the previous candle, and then that would give us the opportunity for a weekly trend change. We still haven't changed the weekly trend. So what we would expect if we do lose the low there at 90 cents, that would mark weekly consolidation. Then we would scout a weekly higher low and then a higher high. If we can get that higher low, that might be a good opportunity to enter as well. If you're looking for long-term positions, enter on this higher low in anticipation of a weekly trend change, and then you could set your stop below the low there at 70 cents. That's another way to play it as well. But like I said, this could be a monster swing trade off of that 90 cent support. But again, with a tight stop loss, I wouldn't be entering unless it was a tight stop loss, because if we do lose 90, we confirm the daily downtrend, we start weekly consolidation, and from here we could easily pull back from current levels on OGI. We could easily pull back 20 to 25%, just be looking for a weekly higher low. And then once we start weekly consolidation, we'll be looking for a daily trend change back to the bulls to indicate that that weekly higher low is set. So it's definitely going to be an interesting couple of weeks ahead for OGI. If we take a look at the weekly time frame, we are back below the 10-week moving average. So to remain bullish, I'd like to see us close the day tomorrow and the week tomorrow over 93 cents. We're still bullish on the stochastic and the MACD. So if we can just get back above and a close back above that 93 cent level there, the 10-week moving average, then it'll be looking really good in terms of the macro indicators. We did get the bear cross out of the way on the 50 and the 100 weekly moving average, but we're still finding resistance there at the 50 weekly. So if we can close another weekly candle over 113, we could easily see some runway up to around that 180 area USD on the Nasdaq with a lack of resistance there until the 100 weekly. If we take a look at the daily time frame, we are getting close to another golden cross, which is the 50-day below the 200-day moving average. And when they cross, that's called a golden cross. The last time it happened here was back in January of 2021, when the price was at around $1.50, and then it shot all the way up to about $6.50. Then we had the death cross with the 50 above the 200 coming down through it, crossing. Price was at around $2.50, and then it dropped to about 70 cents. So we had that huge sell signal there, huge buy signal here, and another potential massive buy signal happening over the next few weeks, in my opinion, on OGI. So like I said, really liking what I'm seeing. Obviously the warning with the Nasdaq minimum bid price, not what we wanted to see, but like I said, they have until July 24th, and at which time they would more than likely get a 180-day extension, in my opinion. I don't think there's any possibility of Organogram delisting, to be completely honest with you. If you're wondering about your shares getting delisted, I really don't think it's going to happen. And like I said, OGI, one of my top 3 holdings in my MJ portfolio. I've got about 15 different MJ positions, a mix of Canadian producers, American producers, retailers, ETFs. And like I said, OGI definitely in my top 3 out of all my 15 MJ positions that I have in my portfolio. But look for weekly consolidation to begin. If you're looking for a potential swing trade, like I said, you could play off that double bottom here at 90 cents. If we lose it, we confirm the daily downtrend. You wouldn't want to be in it. And we could easily drop from the loss of 90 cents. We could easily drop 10%. So again, nice swing trade opportunity off that double bottom with a tight stop loss. Or if you're looking for longer term entries, you could wait for a weekly higher low to enter. But realistically, for the long term, anything under $1 I think is an absolute steal on OGI. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Are you adding OGI? How much OGI is in your MJ portfolio percentage wise? Mine, I would say it's probably just a little over 10% of my whole MJ portfolio. And like I said, I'm more focused on 100% pure MJ plays. But going to end it there. Thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth. It's Rod with Power Group. If you could smash the like on your way out, I would appreciate it. If you think I earned it today, and share the video with anybody that might find value. Hope you have a great night. We'll talk to you again soon.